Probate announced massive layoffs. Does this mean we're in a housing crisis or there's a crash imminent? I don't think so. I think it points to their mistakes and their need to make corrections for the market going forward. Let's take a look at the details. So yesterday, the CEO, Gary Kelman of Redfin, announced they're laying off 8% of their workforce, about 470 workers. He sent an email out to his staff. Both those are laying off and those that are not. And I think it's very well written. I think it's very insightful for where the market's headed. The key headlines are they're laying off 8%, about 470 people. The points to take away are, number one, notice the demand was 17% below expectations. May was below by 17%. Now, they might be looking forward, thinking with the rise in rates in June, since rates have gone up about another 0.5%, maybe they're projecting worse in the future. But notice 17% demand below expectations, but an 8% layoff. That doesn't seem right if you're projecting a crash or a crisis. It really more looks like they're looking to right size, and there's plenty of room for them to continue to make money. So a copy of the email was put into Business Insider. I think it's very well written. It has some really good insights. I wanted to go into those details again to help us figure out where the market's going forward. So number one, the point was a 17% demand. That's all that it's off, and that was as of May. Maybe when the rates have gone up in June or July, it'll drop off 50% or more. But this is about demand. This is not about number of sales. They sell demand, meaning when 10 people look to buy a house and only one do instead of 5, they make more money because they're selling those leads and they're selling that traffic to various entities like mortgage lenders versus the actual marketplace changes in numbers. And so they're exaggerated by the popularity of real estate separate from the actual sales. So that's part of their problem as a company. Another point to notice is, and this is, I think, fascinating, again, it's great that they give severance to their employees, and I'm not looking to dance in everybody's graves. They said they wouldn't lay people off unless they had to, and they have to. But notice the strategies. There's a lot to learn there. It's time to make money, really. It's amazing to me in our economy how many companies can destroy entire industries without making a nickel. Now, venture capitalists have always prided themselves on being smarter than everybody else. And here's a case where Redfin, which doesn't make money, it's been losing money, but they have so much investor capital they could afford to, because in the long run, they're going to make profits. That's the theory, at least. Now they're saying it's time to make money, which means basically they're running out of time to play around as a venture capital toy, and they have to be business. Welcome to the party. I've been in real estate for 36 years. I've been profitable every year. Most real estate agents have to be. It's only when we have these companies that aren't, that disrupt the market, in some ways unfairly, but whatever, that's the competition. But now they're saying it's time to make money. So let's see what their business will look like going forward. It's easy to do a lot of business when you're losing money and spending some other idiot's investment money. It's much harder to make money when you have to invest your own money. It's even harder when you have to make a profit. So good luck with all that. Also notice, he says, that they have to have a performance-oriented culture. Real estate has always been about performance. Customers always hire me for performance. Now, there are customers who I think mistakenly in the last year or two got used to the fact that everything could sell. Any monkey can sell a property. And so they pick a realtor based on their feelings and their relationship, which is great. But at the end of the day, the feelings of the relationship need to lead to performance, or else the customer is not going to get their home sold or get the house purchased at the price that they want. So notice now they're finally going to be a performance-oriented culture, and they've profit-driven decisions, which is going to be like everybody else in the market. Next, I thought was very insightful, where they're cutting. So they talk about what they've built, but they say they're going to spend less on analytics and user research. So this is a case where they've been a leader, a market leader. Zillow was previously, and Zillow stopped being an analyst and research leader into becoming using their data for marketing purposes. And I talk about that all the time. And now Redfin, which has been pretty accurate about demand and sharing information, is going to back off of that because they're going to focus on profits and less on actual information. So just notice that they're going to be cutting back on the analytics and the user research information, which means the market will have less good information going forward, not more. It's amazing to me. Also, they say they have staffed up so much with so many licensed agent employees, they're going to be letting those people off. So that's going to be interesting to see how they'll function or be strategic. But I think also notice where they go from here. And when they talk about there's a key strategy, and I think this is fascinating. They say that what's most important, that their best agents, as always, I just lost my spot here. Their best agents have always been agents. Our best agents cultivate, repeat, and referral sales via those customers over time. At the end of the day, success in real estate is finding a relationship with an expert, a real estate broker, and for experts to find relationships with their customers. And that relationship creates trust, creates communication, creates strategy and planning and effectiveness. Nobody really, at the end of the day, wants to have a relationship with a company like Redfin.com, nothing wrong with them, or EXP who I'm with. They want a relationship with somebody who works at a company that brings those resources, but also creates a relationship with them to be effective and communicate and get the customer what they want. So a lot to learn here. I don't think at all this is an example of, I should say, another reason why you would say the housing market is crashing. I think you would say Redfin has survived a long time not being a profitable or a performance-oriented company in a very competitive market called called real estate. And with a change in the market, when the market's increasing, everybody is successful. But when the market plateaus even, you can't continue to bank on that increase in demand and those inefficiencies. Like everybody else now, they have to be profitable. And let's see if they are. I don't think it has anything to do with the housing market. I think it has everything to do with Redfin. And more importantly for us, the lessons learned are the importance of being experts, of having the proper data, and the relationships between customer and real estate agent. As always, if I can help you, reach out to me, Bill Gross at EXP, and my contact information is below. And as always, make today your best day ever.